If you're curious or lucky enough, you can learn something new about World of Warcraft every single day. Sometimes, out-of-the-way locations, creatures, or quests can appear in places you do not expect, and even after a decade of playing, I'm still finding new things. Today, I want to share one of them with you, something that, to my surprise, is both a secret and a well-tread stop on many players' journeys. As always, thank you for your fun comments and support, and with all that being said, let's get right into it. A few weeks ago, I had just finished up an escort quest in northern Vale and decided to wait around for a few minutes for my Hearthstone to recharge. In the meantime, I started exploring the quiet, in-between lands on the border of Darkshore. Thinking I would find nothing more than some Night Sabers or Striders, I was pleasantly surprised to find someone in need of assistance. A Night Elf, Sentinel Aynasha, ambushed on the road to Aberdeen. She managed to escape here, to a secluded enclave within the hills, but feral Furbolg are on her trail. Accepting her quest, one shot, one kill, activates the final battle between the hunting party and the Sentinel, who is able to assist with her bow and arrow. After fighting off a few waves of enemies, Marash the Devious spawns, and defeating him marks the end of the quest. The Sentinel sends you on your way to Ashenvale, where another member of the guard awaits word of her fate. So what's the big deal with this quest? Well, there are a number of rare circumstances that I think warrant some attention. This is one of only a handful of protect the NPC quests in the entire game, which already puts it in a class of its own, but Sentinel Aynasha herself is a rather unique character. You might notice she does not have voice lines in normal conversation, but helping her in combat reveals a unique secret. She says the same voice lines as the Elven Archer unit from Warcraft 3.
Cry havoc. All too easy. One shot, one kill. Fire.
She also has a special text bubble that only appears under a certain condition. If you let the Sentinel try to deal with the Furbolg herself, she eventually declares, "I've run out of arrows. I'm afraid if any more come, you will need to take them on by yourself, my friend." Not only is this a neat story beat that fits in the context of the quest, it also prevents players from being lazy and completing the quest without helping her out. The placement of this quest is also rather peculiar. There is no breadcrumb quest that leads you here, and while there is another escort quest that takes place in the Furbolg camps just to the north, there is no indication there is anything else to find down here, and even the Furbolg mobs nearby aren't the target of any quests. It becomes clear that this quest is obscure and hard to find. In fact, in both the first and second editions of the WoW strategy guide, our Sentinel friend is mentioned just as a side note, with the corresponding map locations being incorrect or just plain missing. Maybe this quest was supposed to be part of a chain that got cut out of development, and in 2004, it probably would have been a rare sight to see anybody find this off-the-beaten-path NPC. 20 years later, this is no longer the case. As I was filming for this video, there were a number of people who showed up, promptly completed the defense, and headed back out. While I don't use them myself, add-ons are the reason for this changing pattern. Add-ons are permitted modifications to WoW that make the user interface and gameplay more efficient for players, meaning that despite the game not sending you here on its own, it would be very easy for a questing add-on to point you here to maximize the XP gained on your journey. There are probably numerous quests that fall into this category, hard to find or isolated tasks that are now standard for players questing with add-ons. I'm not against players using them by any means, but I think it's interesting to compare the default state of the game to how things change with the use of add-ons. One thing's for sure, without the innovations and development of these mods, a lot of players would probably miss out on this fun and unique quest. I only found this quest through dumb luck after 12 years of playing, and maybe next time you're in Darkshore, you'll check out this encounter. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to give a quick shout out to the January Jediwarlock sightings individuals, Telia, Sondin, and Thermopole. If you see me in game, feel free to say hi, and I'd love to group up with you on a quest someday. Until next time, may the Force be with you.